Welcome to our channel Linux Love. This is part 2 of our series Linux Basic Command, where I'm discussing basic commands. In each video we take 5 commands. So in this one we'll be taking cat command, cat, touch, and then less and more, and there will be one ln basically to create links and other things. Okay, so we'll be starting using cat. How to use cat? Basically, cat is a command which is used to concatenate two files and it on standard output and just render them on a standard output. Okay, so when you fire only cat without any options, it does the job whatever it takes as an input or standard input. Let's say my standard input is here the keyboard. So hi, how are you there, and I press enter. Same thing is returned back on the standard out. Standard out here is the terminal. Okay, you can stop this using Ctrl C. Now first I will be discussing the basic options and then 2 or 3 options which are required for handling files when we are doing scripting. Because cat is used to process files. You know, sometimes you have to process some file from the starting, sometime from the end of the file, and I'll be discussing that. So cat being a small tool, you should know where to use it and how you're going to use this small tool, because in the small tools are very much effective tools in Linux. Okay, because that makes your process fast. Okay, let's make a file. So we'll be using redirection here because we will be typing on a standard in and that will be redirected to our file. Let's say test file cat.txt. Okay, so I'm typing here, hi, this is my file from terminal. Okay, so to save this I'll be using Ctrl D. Okay, I'm out from this file. Fine, let's check it. Let's test file cat. Okay, this is my file. Okay, last command I'll be covering later on. So you can use same command, cat test file cat. Okay, this is my test file. So I have not used enter there. So this is my next terminal. My prompt is getting printed over there. Okay. Fine. This is how to create a file using cat. Next, if I do have more files, see, like I have here hello.txt and this ls.txt and text file cat. So if I concatenate what the basic function normally people do in CLI or basically scripting, sometimes there are 2 files with the smaller files, then you have to concatenate 2 files. Let's say here there's one file call.txt. okay, what it says, there's nothing. Okay, I'll take some other file which has some content. Okay, let's say this is a file tag. Okay, so this is some content here, and what we have created earlier, this is some content here. Now if I put both these files on the same line, file tag, so txt, now both these files are concatenated automatically, so you don't need to go and add it in the one file and then paste it or somewhere. No, this is the functionality of cat which is provided here. This is basically what cat does in runtime. Okay, now you can tell cat that you have to process a file with line numbers. Okay, sometimes it comes handy, so give an option n, and this is how the line number are printed. Okay, for better understanding I'll take this file tag. Okay, see 1 2 3, and if I am just omitting this option n, then your file is like this. See the difference. Okay, now we are printing numbers. Okay, so there are some other characters, end of the line and all. Okay, there's an option with cat command which you can pass at an option A. Okay, here the other non-printing characters like your enter or some tab key or something will be printed along. Okay, so sometimes it is required then in scripting something when you are processing a file that which character is particular word and what you have to cut and transfer somewhere else and replace. Then it comes very handy for smaller files. You normally use cat. For the bigger files, it just uh, you know fill up your screen or terminal without formatting, so it's not usable at that time. So we'll be covering that, but you can pass an option. Let's say file tag. So here this character is basically end of line. The enter key is denoted with the end of line, so you can just cut or do some operation with that end of line character. Same way, if some tab is there, then it will be printed some tab or particular I or something. Okay, character I. So, and now we'll take other feature of cat. See, if I have to take particular the last line of this file tag as you have seen here. So what normal procedure is to capture that I'll use a command tail -1. So I'll just get the last line. Okay, but for this process I have processed this full file. Assume if this file is bigger and it is having say 4000 lines. Now that 4000 lines file has to come in my buffer and clutter the buffer, make my memory load and then process it, and then I just want the last record. So there is an option using the command reverse of cat, which is tag. See what tag does. Let's operate on that same file diagnostic. It is reading the file in reverse order. So that's make it interesting. So here if I want this, I'll do it tag and I will use a command head -1. Okay. Head is basically to read from the start, to just dump the first line, or tail -1. Tail is to dump from the ending, but here it is coming in buffer. Okay, so in this case in scripting it comes handy because it is using the minimum buffer, because only one line is being read, and if you have to do this step repeatedly, then it is very fruitful, and I would say stick to this if you have to read it. Okay, there are a lot of other options, but let's start learning from the basic thing, how to go about all the small things which may encounter in your future. Because in scripting you have tools, but where to use, how to use is all on your brain and how smart you are. That makes you a good administrator and good script writer. Okay, that's all for cat as of now. Okay, we'll now move to touch command. Okay, so touch is a command which is again a small tool, but used very much in scripting, because sometimes you don't know whether some file is there or not. I just don't know, so you always prefer a way whether the file is there, then update the timestamp, or if it is not there, create it. It is doing two things in one step. So it is checking whether the file is there, yes or not, because sometimes you need log files. Whether it is there, then no need to just create a new one, append to it. And sometimes it's not there, then you have to create it. Sometimes it's there, then you have to just append this timestamp. Okay, so basically touches to change the timestamp, modification time and your access time, mainly two. Okay, let's take an example. What we are doing here is, let's make a file touch test. Okay, so file is not there, so I'll be using command touch test dot txt. Okay, txt is just extension. You can use anything. Linux, everything is file. Okay, so touch text. This file is not there, but touch has not complained anything that file is there or not. And if we go there and check again, yes, the file is there. Now if I do same command again, so what will happen here? Nothing. It's not going to, delete that file and then do something and then create new one. No, it is just going to update the timestamp. So how to check the timestamp has been updated or not? First, we have covered ls command, so let us use the option ls minus al and in the same direction. So here check for the timestamp 17:31 April 15. Okay, and what is my system time? Okay, it's the date command. Now 32. Okay, again let's fire the same command again. Touch test. Okay, again we'll go and check. So now see carefully here. My access time has been updated on this file. Nothing has changed. All things are same. Okay, so you can use -c option if you don't want to create a new file. Some existing file is there, you want to write on that, it has been given an option touch -c and let's say new file touch test2.txt. I will just okay. So let us say whether the file is there. So it has not created a file for us because what we have done, we have passed an option -c. So c is basically don't create a file if it is not there, but by default it creates a file. So be careful. If you don't want to create a file, then pass option c. It will just update the timestamp and the file is existing. It will not create a new one. Okay, and now how to modify a timestamp. Okay, so we were having this ls minus al. I am having this timestamp. Okay, so let's change this timestamp. Touch. Okay, I am just sticking to an option, rememberable option, basically date is equal to use the date 2022 0415 and now the time, let's say 22 and then hour, minutes and second. Okay, so what date stamp I'm changing? I'm changing access and modification time both together. There are options you can use to change only the access time or the modification time and to pass the file name. What is there? Okay, so it is not taking that to be helpful. Touch test.txt. Okay, see. Now this is the format. Format is very simple. Remember, test date. Okay, I'll be doing another video in which I'll be telling this what are these options, how the long options and short options. A small video of 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes. Okay, this is my format. Under double quotes I'm passing the date, time, like year, y, and dash, and and the day. Okay, and the time, hour, minute and seconds. So let us check what has happened to the file now. Okay, my access time or modification time is in future now. It is 2022. Okay, so it is not showing me the time because it has not happened yet. it is little funny actually. Looking at it. Let us check. Okay, let us use a straight command. There is again a small command. Check. Okay, yeah, we have given 22005. Yeah, same time, huh? Definitely go. Okay, so access, modify, change. Okay, here you are, this is change time. What when we have changed this, that the first change in the file. So this is the file. Okay. Okay, let us see whether this is a problem of ls command that future times it doesn't show up. Let us change this time. Okay, we'll change it to today's time and it has just gone. Okay, I'll make it 1300. That is already passed. Okay, fine. Now let us see with ls minus here. Oh, great. Actually, it is taking future time. It is ignoring. It is saying that whether date has not happened by time. Okay, fine. So we are done with touch command. Okay, touch command, let me mention here. Okay, touch command is also have uses in whenever you are compiling some source files. So there are source files and then you compile and you get a target file. Okay, so compilation process is very long, so it takes hours also for the like when you're compiling kernel. So what touch command is used is that it just append a timestamp to the source file. If source file has not changed, then there is no point in compiling it again. Okay, so the compiler or the make file just take care whether the timestamp of the target file is older than the source files, then it is going to compile them again, otherwise it is going to leave them because it has been already compiled. So it reduces the time for recompiling again and again. You're making some changes in the source and again compiling, again compiling. So see if some source code is of around 32 MB or so, more than that, or some kernel, so it is going to take much more time. It's not using this strategy. So touch is very helpful in that scenario. And earlier on the starting I told you that whenever you have to see whether file is existing or not, you want a particular file, if it's not there, you want to create it, then you can always go for touch. Okay, that's all for touch. And okay, we will move to now our next command, less. Okay, yeah, let's start with less. Okay, it is saying that less is more because there was a command more and then less has been integrated to include all the functionality which more has, and it has just some add-ons and it's much better than more, I should say. Okay, so earlier we have seen in this video only the cat command. The cat uses of cat is limited because whenever it comes to bigger file, it is difficult to handle them with cat because it is going to clutter your terminal screen and it doesn't give you that much functionality. It just can show you the line numbers, but that's not here. Okay, and with less you can search a particular pattern, mark it, and you can read bigger files, and you can load them page by page wise. Okay, so let us take an example. For that I'll be copying a file. cp command we have already done. You can refer my earlier video part 1 for more clarification. Okay. Yeah, I wanted a file in which we'll be doing our experiments, so it is here. So less services. So this is what. Now I will introduce you the basic functionality for less first, and then I will discuss the most used options. Around 4 to 5 options we are going to discuss here. That's enough. Okay. So if I want to go page wise, then I'll be pressing space bar. Okay, I want to go backward, press B, you will go. Okay, and if I want to go bottom of the file, press capital G, and your end of the file, press small g, you are starting of the file. For the start of file, it is small g. For end of the file, it is capital G. And if I want to go, let's say 80 lines down from starting, so I'll press 80 and G. I'm at it. Okay, and at any time if you want to exit, press Q. Okay, let's give you functionality to put line number as well. Okay, are there? No. Okay, it must be capital, and it is capital. Okay, okay, fine. Then here I can search a particular line number, or I can go to the particular line just passing the option 60 and small g. Okay, sorry, 60 and press G. So I am on the 60 line. It will come on my top of the screen. Okay, the value. Let's say I want to mark something. I found something interesting and I want to mark it here. So I'll use M and I'll use my mark and I will say it AB. Okay, A, and now I'll go to the end of the file. I want to return back there, use comma. Okay, up arrow, just use comma and particular A. Okay, it's not going. Fine, I'll go to, let's say 78G. This is 78 line. Now I'll mark. Okay, capital S. Now I'll go to the end. Again, I'll come back. I'll go some temporary location, and then I'll go on that particular mark and press a comma. Okay, go to mark and I'll press capital S. So I'm back there from where I left. This is how you use marking. So sometimes you're reading a file and you find something interesting, but you have to move on and search and go to the end of the file. You can mark particular section and then you can come back on that mark. Okay, let's give you the functionality for searching also. Let's say I have to search a particular boot. Okay, so first you will go to the start of the file, then you will go search boot. Okay, these are the boots. I want to go to the next occurrence of this. I can go it using pressing N. I'll go to the previous occurrence. I can use P. Okay, and forward slash. Okay, so anytime exiting you can press Q, and sometimes less can follow the lines of a file which is in continuous writing mode, that's continuously getting updated in the background. So we can use the option ls minus f. Okay, capital F, and let's say var log messages. Okay, sorry, so can't do this here because system will not allow me that. Okay, fine, I'll show you. There's some bigger files. Let's say dmess is it is very big file. You can see dmess is wc minus l. Okay, so there are 927 lines in the file. Okay, Don't worry, we'll be covering all this less. So my full message 972 lines are coming in buffer, and the one thing about less is that it doesn't wait for the full file to be loaded into buffer. It just load the page and start showing you. So sometimes it is for bigger files, it is much faster than your editors like VI and all. So better if you want to. And one good feature I'll add here, if you find that you want to, let's say we were using this file ls minus and then services, and at some point of time I find that I need to edit this, then press V. You can edit. An editor will be open for you. You can edit, and again you can press Ctrl X here and you're back where you were. So you can edit, save, and then again doing what you want. So less is much powerful command, okay, comparing to cat. So when I was discussing cat, that's why I said that cat is not used that much. Most of the time you're using less, and I'll be coming upon a tool which is basically for searching, because you can't read all the files and whatever, so you always go to search for some pattern. So less is again limited, and in scripting less is normally not used that much because it's kind of interactive tool. So there are different tools for searching for some pattern and doing modifications, so I'll be covering on my next videos. So for less, this is for less, and next we will move to more command. You can exit anytime using Q, and you can see the man page of less says that less is more. It is opposite of more. Okay, for the more option you can go that way. Okay, that's all for less. We will move to more command now. Okay, let's start with more. I always says that less is more and more is less powerful. So they're saying less is more and more is less, because more was used earlier for CRT viewing, where there was a limitation of number of lines on a particular screen. So it was, for that very reason it was drafted in such a way that it has control over lines. You can see the options, which is the help file showing. Okay, so I can pass the options like I want to see only 5 lines of this file on my screen. Okay, yeah, service is the file. See, thank you. Let me go again. Okay, see, only 5 files are loaded here, 5 lines. So this is the one single one. So there was the buffer limitation in earlier systems, and less has taken care of all these options. It is just to inform you that there's a command more, and which is nothing, which is sub part of less. So people may confuse you that I know more command. Okay, so you can tell, okay, less is more. So this is the saying. Better to remember this. And again, in this, like I've shown you in less, you can also search here and you can use more services and then go for a pattern search. Okay, here you come. So it's a less intelligent command. It's not showing it not highlighting. It's have to appear on the screen that boot, because earlier time screen was small and number of lines to be being displayed was less because there was resolution issues. So that was okay. That some text would be searching, and it has got an option that you can tell it what pattern has to be searched when you are firing more command. Okay, you can review more page, man page basically. Do not pause after any line containing form P. That time form P that was there because there was a gap between pages. Printer was that kind of, the printers were there. Okay, so this is what plus string before starting to display, and you can pass this option like this, more plus, and I'll give you pattern put, and I'll call my file services. See, that's taken me to that particular thing, so I need not to give it here. And these were the options, the minimal, kind of part of less is more powerful. So I'll leave it here for more command, and it was just for your introduction that we have covered less and not covered more. So we have covered both. Less is more and more is less. Okay, so fine. We will move to our next command now. That is ln, basically to create shortcuts or links, same links or hard links. We will discuss that. Okay, let's start with ln. ln is basically used to create links between files. Okay, you can create two types of links between files, and one is hard link and another one is soft link. Sometimes it is called symlinks. Okay, hard link is basically the basic example. Let's say you can call a person with two names. Same way, a directory can have two names, but Linux doesn't identify a particular directory with its name. It just references it with the inode number. Okay, for that, to make it understand, let us first make a directory structure over here. Okay, ln test. Okay, test1, test2. I'll pass an option. Okay, fine. Let's move to ln test now. Fine. We'll be making a particular file. Let's say touching upon a file ln. Here inside ln test, I'll touch a file. Okay, I'll file test file 1. So I touch it. Now let us create a hard link. So we'll go verbose, and first we will specify what is the target. So our target is test1, test file 1. Okay, and we want to create it under test2 directory. Directory is here. Okay, so test2, test1, it has been created. It's a hard link. How to check it's a hard link? There's a command with ls. You can pass an option ls minus I that will show the inode number of that file. We will press an option L. We will first see in the target test1 directory. Okay, test1 directory, there's test file 1 and the inode number is destined. Okay, now let us check in our, where our destination assembly, the hard link we have created. Okay, both are pointing to the same inode. So it is like having two names for a directory. If I delete one name, it doesn't affect the other one. Okay, so let us delete the original file. Okay, first we will do one thing. We will add some information to this file. Okay, in my earlier videos you might have checked that I'm passing some test info for check. Fine. I will append it to under test1 test file 1. Yeah, fine, done. Now what we will do is we will remove this test file and we will check whether that hard link which we made, we're able to read it from there or not. Okay, rm minus vf test1 and okay, let it go. It is gone. Now can we see the content of the file of okay, we have just learned cat command. We'll go it. Our next link was in fine. Yeah, from the destination which we have just created a hard link, we're able to access that file, and the original file we have deleted. So guys, understand, this is not true for symlinks. Once you have deleted the original file, using that symlink you cannot access it because it's a kind of shortcut. But here hard link is kind of thing that it is having two names. Sometimes in early days when we were learning Linux, what we used to make hard link of particular directory and then say to a friend, okay, delete that and I'll again access my data. We'll see how you'll do, and then finally we just did this trick, and then it became a habit that everyone will have 2-3 hard links to the particular directory where they have kept their data. Okay, so that was fun apart. Okay, let's now I'll show you the symlinks. Okay, so again let us touch a file in test1 only. Symlink test. Okay, now we have to pass an option ln minus sv, and what is our target here? Symlink test under test. See, I'm not giving any name here. If I'm not giving a name, the same name will be used, my file name will be used as a link name. Okay, so this is indicating that this is my target, this is my symlink that is targeting to my original test1 symlink test. Okay, but in this case if we check it, and this thing also I want a symlink with my another name. Okay, let's say Bob symlink. Okay, now test2, both of them are pointing to different directions. Now let us check the inode numbers. Okay, I'll go with this ls minus il and I'll say test1. So this is this inode number. In test2 you can see, okay, these are my inode numbers. 483, here it is 983, here it is 986, 984. Okay, so these are different. Now let us repeat the example what we did in hard link. Okay, I'm making you understand this thing because it is very required. People are struggling over there, they're learning Linux and then again they're not understanding the concept. So basically I'm here to make you understand in that very way that you understand it from very basic deep down, that you are not struggling at the end when I am taking you to the scripting level. This is my target and this is basically my love to Linux, that whatever I have learned it should be available to people who just want to join along in this journey of Linux. Okay, so now let us say and we will delete that target file. what we did in the case of hard link. So this is my target directory, and there is a file symlink test. Okay, gone. Okay, now can we access? Let's see. Let us use cat only. Okay, see, cat s2, no such file or directory, because it is redirecting to that particular file only, to that particular test1 file. Our target is missing, so it is complaining there is no file, but our symlink is existing, still it is there where we have created. See, both the files are here, but they have, the target is missing, so they're complaining that there is no such file. So this is the difference. I make you understand in very clear way. Rewind it and look for it, what you have understood. Comment if you cannot understand some point. Hope I have taken good time this time around. This will be 20 to 30 minutes video for 5 commands. But guys, believe me, if you want to learn it in a way that you love Linux, it has to be like that. Okay, I'm signing off. Bye bye. Take care. If you like it, just subscribe to my channel, like my video, comment. Okay, thank you.